Howdy! Yesterday I made a video about this lady here when she put out a video that says men are the problem with the gaming community. I knew it would be more controversial than saying a 9/11 joke in 2002 when I made that video, but I did it anyways. I felt like I had some good takes and some good opinions on the matter, so I pressed record, yapped a little bit, and then uploaded that. And since then I've had some conversations with people in the comments as well as a close friend, and I realize I need to expand more on some of my thoughts. I'm not apologizing. I still stand by all the statements I made. I just feel like further explanation is necessary to further get the point across that I'm trying to make. And there have also been some updates with the situation that I wanted to throw in as well. Like, for example, Twitch banned her for some reason. They say that it's for hateful content, which I'm assuming is based on that clip that I showed in the other video where she was basically saying that if she had a kid and it was a boy, she would brainwash it into being transgender or gay.
We better start indoctrinating him day one. We have to either make him trans or make him gay.
So first and foremost, I wanted to talk about my title of that video. I put it as Delusional Streamer Thinks Men Ruin Everything. And after reflecting on that, delusional was a bit too far. She does have some delusional opinions, like for example, that clip you just seen. But I think delusional is a bit too far. Unhinged is a better word for it, I think. Unhinged streamer thinks men ruin everything. And as for the points I made in that video, the first one I want to go over again is that she does have a point. I wasn't trying to lessen what she was saying and just dismiss it and being like, hey, boys are gonna be boys, it's just what happens. No, the problem in the gaming community, with specifically with women and minorities in games and how they're treated by people on voice chat and whatnot, is it's horrible.
I don't know why that's such a common thing in the comments of my videos. You guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man calling me a telling me he's gonna tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing and say that that happens to you too. It doesn't.
They are treated in a way that I have never and will never experience as a straight white male, because the stuff they say to them could genuinely be harmful and hurtful to them and could make them feel not included. So she definitely does have a point whenever she talks about how people throw the games just because she's a woman and they shit talk her, saying they're going to rape her. That's way too far, crosses a line tremendously, and steps do need to be taken to help get rid of that. One of them is speaking out like she did. I'm not saying she shouldn't have spoken out. I know I did make the point that she should have muted or just ignored them, and I still do stand by that. I think that's the best way to cancel out shit talk when it's happening in the moment in the game. But speaking out about it definitely does help. It helps other people realize that there's an issue, and then therefore maybe some people will reflect, and maybe someone will actually grow from hearing someone else's experience and how horrible it was.
There's a reason that historically male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe. That goes for gaming, that goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad one. That's not me being sexist. That is me saying there is an inherent issue with the way that you guys have your locker room talk that makes everybody else feel unsafe.
And that's one of the points that I still completely disagree with. I would call that unhinged. Her taking every single man and putting them into this category of being shitty people just because of an experience that she's had with a small group of shitty men. I'm not saying that excuses their behavior, but I'm just saying that's very unfair to put a prejudice on a complete group of people because of an experience that you've had with a small subset of them. I think she should just call a spade a spade. Her having these bad experiences doesn't mean that every single male-dominated space is a bad one. It just means that there are some weak, pathetic, shitty men out there that do terrible things.
No woman is asking men to make gaming a safe space with sunshine and rainbows and everything, but could you please be normal? Because I want to be able to enjoy playing the game without my life being threatened, without my body being threatened, because I'm existing as a woman. And men are the ones making it unsafe.
That's a completely fair and valid argument that she has. I agreed with that in the previous video, and I want to further elaborate and say that yes, she does have a good point here. Stuff like that does happen. Men do target women and harass them specifically for them being a woman. And a point that I didn't make in the previous video is I think hardware bans and, companies and games actually taking reports more serious when things like this happen could crack down on people acting like this. Because at the end of the day, people are just trying to have a good time on games, and yes, shit talk and banter does come into that, but this isn't shit talk and banter. This is just straight up harassment, and it's harmful for the person that experiences it.
And I do not care if you feel targeted by me saying men, or if you feel attacked by me saying men. You are part of the problem. If you feel attacked by that, you're part of the problem. If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem. If you sit there and let them say that to me and you don't intervene, you are part of the problem.
I just think this situation overall is a double-edged sword. There's no one definite fix that can solve all these issues, and that's the sad part of it, is that there isn't one end-all be-all magical potion fix that you can do to just solve all these problems. There are different things you can do to lessen it, like for example muting or speaking up about it or trying to, you know, I guess argue back against the person. But at the end of the day, no matter what you do, no matter which way you see or perceive is the proper way to handle this, there isn't one fix. And that's why I made this video, is because I have my opinions and thoughts on this topic, other people have their opinions and thoughts, and together maybe we can form something, brain blast something up that'll actually be a somewhat decent solution to this major problem in the gaming community. Because at the end of the day, it is a problem, and you can't deny that. So once again, I'll just end the video by saying that, you know, I'm no saint, I'm not perfect, I probably have some opinions that you don't agree with. I always appreciate critical feedback. Like, all the feedback I've gotten from the previous video, people were giving their thoughts while also adding upon mine, and I appreciate that. I appreciate criticism, because that's what makes you learn and grow, and that's what I feel like the gaming community needs. It needs a lot of different ideas, reflection, and honestly just people to come together as a community and realize there's an issue and then try to put their heads together and solve this issue. I would say probably the biggest issue in gaming. But other than that, I just felt like this was a somewhat important discussion to have. I wanted to update it to further give my point and, you know, maybe expound on some points that I didn't get across as clearly as I wanted to. So hopefully this clears everything up, and, shit, sorry. I'll catch you in the next one.